Okay, so this is grit 4, I think. So it's the 4th trial assessment. You're going to have another one next week, and then it's your PPE. So we like to get 6 in, but we've been able to get 5 in, 5 practice papers before your mock. So you should be as prepared as possible for whatever comes in the mocks. So this is a calculate with decimals. There's loads of ways to do this. My favourite way is just to pretend that it's not decimal. So I'm going to do 27 times 463. You may have any technique to do this one. I'm just going to use a traditional technique. So 463 times by 27. You can use a Chinese grid method. You can use the primary school grid method. It doesn't matter what you do as long as you're right. So this way I like it the best because it doesn't take a lot of drawing, and as long as you like format the thing very well, as long as you format it right, it'll be fine. So 7 times 3 is 21. Units go down, carry the 2. 7 times 6 is 42. Add the 2 is 44. So 4 carry the 2. Okay, and then 7 times that is 28. Add the 2 is 30. Okay, so I've got 3041. Now I could put the carry numbers out of the way a little bit to help myself, but I didn't. The next bit, this is the bit that either makes or breaks it, and there's a reason why primary schools stopped using this technique, but they shouldn't have done, is now I'm going to times by that 2, it's actually 20. And when you times by a multiple of 10, like 20, 30, 40, 50, you always get this 0. So that's why I'm making a point that that 0 must go in first, okay, underneath the 1. And now I'm going to do 2 times 3, 2 times 6, and so on, but the numbers are all pushed along one place. So 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 6 is 12, carry 1, 2 times 4 is 8, add that is 9, okay. Now that bit's done, I just add what I've got. So 1 and 0 is 1, 4 and 6 is 10, so 0 carry 1. 0 add 2 add 1 is 3. That is 12, so I've got that. So at the moment I've got 12,301, which is not right. Now to make this, there's a few ways of doing this. There's loads of different ways to do this one. A nice way I've been taught or picked up recently is that there is one number here and 2 numbers here behind the decimal point. So that's 3 moves that I've got to go back, or it's 3 decimal places in. I would go this way. I've moved the decimal place 1 place that way, and 2 places this way, so in total I've done it 3 times. So I like to see the decimal point moving back. So my answer, the decimal point's on the end, it comes back in 3 places, so the answer is 12.301. Okay, and there we go. So nice and straightforward, okay, and it should be absolutely doable for all of you. If you've got multiplication sorted, this is just the same. Right, next one. Nice and easy, expanding brackets. So to expand brackets, this is the way I'm doing it. I'm doing x times by this bracket, and 4 times by that same bracket. Some people use the crab claw, some people use foil, some people use the grid, but this is what I like to do. So this times that bracket, 4 times by that bracket, and then I'll go for it. So x times x is x squared, x times 9 is 9x, 4 times x is 4x, and 4 times 9 is 36. Altogether, x squared is the only x squared term. That makes 13x and 36. Nice and easy, and that way will always give you the first mark here, where you have to get at least 3 of these ones right to get a mark. Okay, so that's why I prefer that method, okay, because it lends itself nicely to getting the first mark. Okay, right, next one. So look, so we've got a straight line graph and it's asking for the equation of this line. So it says find the equation of this line in the format of y equals mx plus c. So that is the normal format for a straight line. So this is the y-intercept. That is where it cuts through the y-axis, so right there. Okay, so when I'm formatting this, I've got y equals, I'm going to have a number, the gradient, I'm going to number next to x, but now I know it's minus 3 on the end because it cuts through at minus 3. The next thing to do is draw a triangle to find the gradient. So this is the gradient. And the gradient is the rise over the run. So I'm going to try and draw a triangle with convenient values. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So if I come across 1 square, that's half a unit, so I don't want to do that. If I come across 2 squares, sorry, on this scale, it's actually gone 1 along. So that is 1 along. So if I draw this triangle I'm doing here, I've got 1 there. So the one's 1. If I go up, straight up, I've got 2 squares for 1 again, as, using the scale. So it's gone up 2. So that's my little triangle. So that's gone up 2. So rise over run is 2 over 1. And 2 divided by 1 is just 2. So that is the equation of the line. Okay? So if you want to do an interpretation of that, because that's what they're pushing a little bit in the new exams, an interpretation of the gradient is every time you increase the x value by 1, y increases by 2. That is an interpretation of the gradient. The interpretation of the y-intercept is when x is 0, y is negative 3. Okay, so that's how you interpret, and that's really key as the new types of questions are reveal themselves. That's what's going on. Okay, so because I do these questions a lot, I've done them for a couple of years, my brain is seeing this 9 and 12 thing. Okay, so I'm thinking it might be lowest common multiple question before I start, so I'll best have a read. So Mr. Addy types up a short story. It takes him 9 minutes to finish typing up the story, an average of 4 words per minute. Mr. Blade also types up the same story. He takes 12 minutes to type it. Work out Mr. Blade's average number of words per minute. It has nothing to do with lowest common multiple. Okay. As soon as the average, the other name for that in this respect is the mean. So who wants to know the mean amount of minutes, the mean amount of words per minute that he's going to do? So to do a mean, the only way you can calculate with mean is if you know the total. If you've got no total, you can't do anything with the mean. So it's saying that his average is 9, for 9 minutes, he finished the story at an average of 40 minutes per, 40 words per minute. I've got my words out. So every minute he did 40 words, and he did it for 9 minutes. So that information I can use to get my first total. So if I do 9 times 40, in total, 9 times 4 is 36 with a 0. There was 360 words in his story. Okay, now this guy, Mr. Blade, it took him 12 minutes. So the mean is a total over how many, or frequency. So he's got 360 words, because we know that it's the same story, so it's 360 words long, but he does it in 12 minutes, so we're going to divide. 36 divided by 12 is 3, so it's 30 words per minute. So it's a reverse mean. You multiply to start with the reverse means. It's all about finding the total. So the mean you normally add and divide. So mean you normally add, then divide. The reverse mean is that you're going to multiply first. Okay,